Hi there, thank you for joining me today. I'm Sandra at artypapercrafters.com, and today my tutorial that I'm sharing with you is for this gorgeous little card, and I'm really rather chuffed with it myself. I sat and had a play with my my layering squares framelit dies, and this came about because at the moment the Blooms and Wishes stamp set has 25% off, as do other selected stamp sets, which is what they say, don't they? Selected. Well, this product, Blooms and Wishes, is a photopolymer stamp set. It's really gorgeous, such gorgeous flowers, which as a flower arranger, I love flowers, so this is right up my street, and I hadn't purchased it, and I thought, well, 25% off, it's got to be done. So at the moment, this is 25% off, and there are other selected stamp sets, including Christmas ones, that have 25% off during the month of November. So pop along, have a look, and see if you can pick up a bargain. So today we're going to make this lovely little card, and I'm going to show you how I made it. So let's move that to one side for one moment. So in the set, this is the Blooms and Wishes designer series paper, which I did buy in the summer, and I love it. And I'm using that, and I've used the colours Rich Raspberry, Blushing Bride, and this is Sahara Sand. So that's the colour scheme I've used on this. In the same designer pack, you get these colours, which is Mint Macaron, Island Indigo, and Sahara Sand. So we're going to make this today in this colour set, and I think then that we'll see which one we like the best. So we're going to start. I've got half a sheet of A4 cardstock, which I've folded in half for my base of my card, and I've got a piece of DSP. All the measurements will be on my blog, so click over to the project details in the down arrow bar, and I'm going to stick this on because I need to let this dry, because then we're going to cut out our square. From this card. So try and line that up straight and central. I think that looks pretty straight to me. Is that straight? Let me just check that. Looks reasonable to me. So stick that down. Now while that's drying, because I need that to be good and dry before I run that through the Big Shot. So while that's drying for the next few moments, we're going to do the inside part of our card, which is this part here. And what we do is we line it up. We line up the piece for our sentiment, really, inside the card like that. Oh no, I can't. I've got to cut that out before I can measure it. Silly me. Right, forget that. We're going to put it through the Big Shot now and hope that it's cut. Going to cut okay. I think that should be dry enough now. Let's hope so. So let's get our Big Shot and our layering squares. Let me just check the size. I think the size was this one, but I'm just going to check it. Yep, that was the size. Yeah. And I think this is the 2 5/8 one, I think. I'll just measure that for you. That's the so that is the 2 5/8 by 2 5/8 size. So let's bring the Big Shot over. Open our card up. Obviously we don't want to go through all of the layers. So where is I've got my washi tape because I shall need to hold that in place. So I've put this about I suppose that's about 1/2 inch from the designer paper. and I'm just really eyeballing that and hoping that that's straight. And I bet you're shouting, no, it's not straight. So I think I'm just going to have to say that that is straight and stick that down there with some washi tape. And that is straight there. Right then, here goes. Run that through the big shot. And now I'm going to run it back. And that is all we need the big shot for. So let's put that away. So pull that off gently. It's great to go, and I shall save that for another project. Put that layering squares away, don't want to lose that. Right, so we've cut that out now, and that's great. So what we need to do now is position the inside with a nice border all the way round. And close our card up onto it, and with a pencil I'm just going to mark where the corners are so that I know where to stamp, like that. So now we can do our stamping, and I'm going to use mint macaron, island indigo and crumb cake because I don't have the Sahara sand. And I start off with the sentiment, which I'm going to do in island indigo, and this just says best wishes, and I'm hoping that I can get this straight. I'm going to pull it down towards me because I need to try and get this straight. And hope that that is good. That looks good to me. Phew. And then we are going to do the greenery around the border. So let's get the stamp set and prep up our greenery. So I used this one and this one. Prep that up on a block. And I'm going to use the mint macaron. Let me just check that that is mint macaron. Mint macaron, and what I did was I did that into the corner. Oh, that wasn't very good, was it? Didn't do a good job there. I obviously didn't make sure it was. That's better. And then to the sides. And one up the top. And then with the crumb cake, I'm just going to fill in with this, I think it's sort of like a spray of something. Doesn't really look like greenery, maybe sort of a grassy type thing. So what I did with that was I stamped on wasn't very good either. What the heck am I doing today? So stamp on and stamp off. And I'm going to just stamp that back on there. I'm not happy with that. Right, and then I'm going to get the other piece of greenery and I'm going to put a piece down this area here because that looks bald, doesn't it? And I think that's pretty good. Now to do the flower, because we are going to sit a flower on a dimensional on the top of that, so you won't see that nasty mess in the middle. A piece of Whisper White card, and I've prepped up this flower here on the block, and we're putting that into the mint macaron and pressing that down, and that's the phone and my husband will get it. And then I've chosen, that's the one I've chosen today, but there's this one and this one, and you've got different centres, there, and a little smaller flower there, 3 different sentiments and 4 different sprays of greenery. So you get 14 stamps in the set, so I think that's excellent value. So mint macaron, and then island indigo obviously will go in the centre. So line that up in the centre with the centre of that and stamp down. And doesn't that look good? I love that. That's gorgeous. So I'm going to put these away now because I think I've finished with my colours. And now you need to fussy cut that out. But in good old Blue Peter fashion, I have already fussy cut mine out to save time. You don't want to see me sitting here fussy cutting a flower. Bring this back in. What we need to do, we need to get a rubber and rub out our pencil marks. We don't want those in there. So rub those out, and I want to share with you, I had a bit of a manic weekend. My sister rang me up on Thursday last week and said, would you like to adopt a cat? And I said, well, yeah, I think I do. I want a cat anyway. Have done for ages. This little cat's about 16 to 18 months old. Little girl called Mia. And I thought, yes, I really want her. So my sister brought her at the weekend on the Saturday, and instantly I adopted her, just like that, out of the blue. Spur of the moment thing, and I'd got a lovely cat. Got a bit of Siamese in her. So not content with adopting a cat at the weekend, I had an even worse manic weekend because my sister came with her dog, and we had a family get together, which was great, on the Sunday. So I had to then think on my feet, oh, I'll have to leave the cat in my son's bedroom, so we had to set the poor cat up there, so she didn't know what the heck was going on with us all sticking her in the bedroom, and I had to keep going up and checking she was all right. Anyway, she was, and she seems to be settling in, and today's Wednesday that I'm filming, so she's settling in lovely. So I'm absolutely thrilled because I used to have cats some years ago, but they passed away, and then we decided no more pets, it's just too much heartache. But yeah, it's the right time, so we went for it. So carrying on with this, what is this muck that I've got keep appearing on here? Carrying on with the card, let's get the dimensionals and pop this up on a dimensional. And what I did was I just pulled up the petals with my fingers to just give them a bit of dimension, as you do, and stick that down on there like that. Pretty. Now, what I did on my original one was I've I did have these, what are they called, iced rhinestone embellishments, which I've loved and used, and I've used all 12 of the smaller ones now, and I'm only left with the large ones. So today I'm just going to have to stick one of my smaller rhinestones on, but it'll look just as pretty, of course. And I love my Wink of Stella, and you've got to have a bit of bling on your projects. So let's rub a bit of Wink of Stella over there. Lovely, nice bit of shine. So have a look at that. Can you see that Wink of Stella shining there? I don't know if you can or not. I hope you can. All glistening. Pretty, isn't it? Pretty, pretty, pretty. So had I have thought, I would have stuck the card in before I put the dimensionals on, wouldn't I, if I'd have had sense? Never mind. I think we can work with it. So get the card and pop this on, leaving the same border that we had before. And that looks good, I think. Close that down, and that's perfect. And then I cut out this little frame by cutting out the original square. So I cut out the original square, and then I cut out the scalloped one. So that's the largest one in the set. So I used the largest one in the set and the 2 5/8. And now we're going to glue this on, and I'm going to get my silicone sheet so that I can put my Tombow on. And what I've done is just the merest hint of Tombow around the outside edges, because you don't want it to leak out. So let's get a bit of that down there. Then that fits over our frame like that. It looks rather pretty. Oh yes, and I'll share another story with you. Then what happened yesterday being Tuesday, I thought, I got the cat a harness. I thought, well, she doesn't know the area, so get a cat harness. Don't want to lose her. So what did I do? Put the harness on, took her outside. Oh yes, she loved it, absolutely loved it. And then I'm going up the top of the garden. What did she do? She spied the fence, the fence, and thought, I'm up there. And the next thing I knew, she shot out of the harness, up the fence, and she was off. And she looked back at me as if to say, huh, you think you're going to hold me back, love? No way. So off she shot, and I thought, oh no, she's never going to come back. She doesn't know the area. Oh, what am I going to do? So there was my husband going up the garden looking for her. There was me going up the garden looking for her. All day this went on. It got to 8 o'clock at night. She still wasn't back. It was dark. It was cold. Oh, I thought, stupid me. What the heck am I doing? I thought, how could you be so stupid? I thought my sister will absolutely kill me. And we waited and waited and waited. It got to 9:15, and suddenly we'd left all the outside lights on in the back garden from the garage, hoping she would find her way. We kept calling up the garden, shaking these treats. Anyway, at 9:15, what did I see but this face against the patio doors. I've never been so relieved in all my life, I can tell you. So let's get on with this card. Dimensional on the other flower that we cut out, because we needed 2, because on my card here I've put one at the bottom. So dimensional on here and fix that there. Another rhinestone on here into the centre. And of course, more Wink of Stella. It's got to be done. It's got to be done. So that was a very eventful few days. So today it's pouring with rain, and my husband says, we're not going through that again, are we, today? Just leave her in for a few days now until she gets used to the place. Yes, dear, says I. But now I feel sorry for her because I think, oh, she's marooned in the house. But I must admit, it is a filthy day out there, absolutely dark. You know, when it rains in November, you get those dark days. So I thought, no, she can't go out. So she's in. But maybe in a few days' time, she'll go out again. Anyway, she's lovely. I love her. That's my project finished. Hope you like that. And what do you think? So do you think Rich Raspberry Blushing Bride or Island Indigo Mint Macaron? I think they're both very pretty indeed. I love them both. I especially love this stamp set. Don't forget, 25% off. And if you fancy it, pop along to my little shop where you'll be able to have a look at all the other stamp sets that have 25% off. And of course, there's the new stitched framelit dies that they brought out in November too, to go with your projects, and I've already showcased that too. So until the next time, from me and my cat Mia Rose, it's bye for now. Bye.